This week in Boomtown, from quiet farmland to the sound of slap shots.
Would you have ever dreamt that next door would become a hockey arena, a racetrack?
No.
A big change could be coming to a Delaware County neighborhood, and it has local school leaders wondering what is next for the place they've called home for decades. Plus, houses are going up fast, but can anyone actually afford to live in them? The growing gap between what's being built and who it's really for, just ahead. Also, a big name in vitamins just opened a massive new facility in Central Ohio, bringing jobs, investment, and a healthy boost to the local economy.
The grand opening was phenomenal. I mean, what a great day to be in Ohio.
Why the makers behind nature-made vitamins say they picked New Albany. Next. Central Ohio is certainly booming. We all see it and we all can feel it. From more traffic to crowded schools. So here's what we uncovered this week in Boomtown. Well, this week the primary election wrapped up and Ohio voters gave an overwhelming yes to the only statewide issue on the ballot, Issue 2. It passed with 68% of the vote. Thanks so much for joining us for This Week in Boomtown. I'm Angela Ann. Well, the issue is called the Capital Improvement Project. And now that it passed, the state will have the authority to issue $250 million in bonds every year for the next decade. That money is for roads, bridges, and wastewater treatment systems. Also, solid waste disposal facilities, as well as stormwater and sanitary treatment facilities. Now, since the program was created back in 1987, supporters say it has provided money for more than 19,000 infrastructure projects in all of Ohio's 88 counties. Lawmakers on both sides say this will help make sure all roads are in good shape.
It's the fourth time we've reauthorized it. It is very important for our local communities, for important infrastructure projects, so I was glad to see the voters support it.
And the people who are administering this, county engineers and county commissioners, sit down and say, okay, here's our share of this. What do we really need to do?
Voters in Marysville approved an emergency school levy this week, which means 30 teachers will get their jobs back. This win also means no other positions will be cut next year, which is critical as that part of Union County grows. But people in Pickaway County will have to wait just a little longer for two new schools. The Teays Valley School District bond issue failed once again. Well, there are some big moves for the future of our workforce this week. Ohio Lieutenant Governor Jim Tressel joined state leaders to announce an expansion of College Credit Plus. Now, this is really a chance to get more students on track for the most in-demand careers by earning free college credit while they're still in high school. The announcement took place during a meeting of the governor's Executive Workforce Board, where education and workforce officials say they are focused on strengthening the talent pipeline statewide.
The waiver creates opportunities for our students not on a traditional college pathway to participate in the CCP courses and earn credentials aligning to in-demand jobs as we're celebrating In-Demand Jobs Week.
We have to figure that out.
Well, Columbus State Community College is one of 3 Ohio community colleges to receive approval for this new statewide waiver. Well, now we take you to New Albany and its latest development. Take a look at your screen here. It's called Pharmavite, and they make nature-made vitamins. Maybe you have them in your pantry right now. But this is more than just a $250 million investment. It is creating 225 new jobs. The grand opening this week was 2 years in the making since Pharmavite first broke ground. And I had a chance to speak with the CEO of the company about why they chose Central Ohio as their new home. Here's part of my conversation with Jeff Boutel. So why did you choose New Albany, Jeff?
The choice for New Albany was, in the end, an easy one, but it was a journey because over our 54-year history, this company has gone through various stages of growth. And the last 5 years in particular have been a period of really rapid growth. We're 90% bigger now than we were in 2019, which is about a 10%, average growth rate. And during that time, we ran out of capacity. So as we evaluated how to increase our capacity to manufacture gummy vitamins, we considered many different scenarios, but one of them was really, as we looked at the map of the United States, to balance kind of our supply chain network so that we could very effectively and efficiently service our customers. All the modeling said Ohio, Indiana, Eastern Pennsylvania, or Western Pennsylvania. And so we started a process where we talked with 72 different communities and evaluated lots of different factors like transportation lanes, labor pool, and things like that. And really, in the end, when we got down to the short list, New Albany was heads and above all of the other choices. And I'll tell you why. It really comes down to the community. They tick the boxes and all of the other factors that we were looking at, but this community is pretty special. And New Albany has 4 stated values, and our value system at Farmavite happens to overlap New Albany's value system quite nicely. I mean, I'm telling you, I don't see this anywhere else. Just the collaboration, the cooperation, the efficiency, really, everyone's on the same page, and it's all about doing great things for Ohioans.
Now, of course, you had a little insight into Ohio, being that you are from the state, your children went to Bexley. And so,
Yeah.
looking back now from your time here before in Central Ohio to now Farmavite opening up this, just talk about that boom that you have witnessed and why you're excited to be part of this new boom that we're seeing.
Absolutely. So I'm a native Ohioan. I grew up in Bowling Green, attended Bowling Green University. I've lived in Cincinnati for a number of years. I've lived in Cleveland for a number of years. I lived in Columbus for a number of years, and in Bexley, where my kids went to school. And so I moved to Los Angeles, 8 years ago, but I know Ohio very, very well and what it's all about. And you know what? It really comes down to the people. There is this Midwestern work ethic, this let's get it done attitude. And every time I come back to Columbus, I'm blown away. It's nothing like the Columbus that I knew years and years ago. It is on the upswing. It's vibrant. There's lots of investment. You talk to people, and it's palpable. The next stage of Farmavite's journey, which has a lot of excitement and growth and innovation ahead of it, it's really exciting to be here. You mentioned bioscience and so forth, but one of the big attractions about Central Ohio for us was not only the manufacturing heritage that Ohio has, but also just the really robust health sciences expertise that's really emerged in this area. And as we think about our manufacturing plant, it's also going to house our R&D kind of gummy center of excellence. And so there will be lots of, innovative ideas coming out of this plant pretty soon.
Thanks, Jeff, for that great conversation. The Midwestern work ethic. Well, that might be why New Albany is certainly pretty busy right now. Global transport and logistics company DSV also opened up its newest warehouse there this week. That warehouse is designed to serve people and supply chains all across multiple industries. We're talking retail and consumer brands as well. DSV also says this expansion will help grow the semiconductor industry in the Buckeye State. And that new warehouse is located on Briscoe Parkway, again in New Albany. We do have some big news for Licking County now. Uline is opening its first Ohio warehouse in Etna, bringing 200 new jobs to the area. The 1.4 million square foot facility will serve customers all across Ohio, West Virginia, and Kentucky. Now, the company is offering some pretty big incentives for new workers as well, like a $5,000 year-end bonus and full benefits from day one. Well, moving now to Delaware, a massive project is making progress this week. The Planning Commission heard potential plans for a large portion of farmland right near the city's municipal airport. 10 TV's Colin Dorsey went to Delaware County this week, and he learned firsthand what all this buzz is really about.
The last time I was out here in late February, it still really wasn't clear what was going to go on all of this farmland, but now we're getting a better idea of what could go here.
The steady stream of loud rock trucks headed to and from the quarry have become a noisy part of life for Harold Bowder.
It's just
That's the way it goes.
Approaching 67, he's spent his whole life at the intersection of Section Line Road and Route 42.
Growing up, they always said that Delaware County and Columbus would be joined together, and that's what's happening.
His family's horse farm has found itself being surrounded by the future, and he's not against the change. It had to happen somewhere.
I'm to the point I'm okay with it.
Now, items line the yard, and a sign points to the upcoming Saturday auction where some of the family's possessions will find a new home.
So do you think the development of the future will change what you do with the horse farm?
Yeah, well, more being in the city than anything.
Right now, the city of Delaware officially butts up to the farm still in Concord Township. On the other side of the trees is the site of what's to come. The request from the Ohio AAA Blue Jackets asks for approval to build an ice arena and pavilion at Sawmill Parkway and Route 42. I reached out to the president of the AAA Blue Jackets, and he said it's still too early in the process to talk details, but the organization is excited about it.
Would you have ever dreamt that next door would become a hockey arena, a racetrack?
No. I figured it'd be houses. But personally, that's kind of cool. I mean, I'm not into hockey, but young kids are. It's a growing sport. You know, it's somewhere to keep them off the streets causing trouble.
I did reach out to the Columbus Blue Jackets, and they say right now it's too early to tell if they would be involved at all in this project. In Delaware County, Colin Dorsey, 10 TV News.
Very interesting, Colin. Thank you. We're seeing a bit of a similar story in Canal Winchester this week. Leaders there say they're looking to expand housing by rezoning this land right along Hill Road. The goal is to turn this into about 100 apartments. Developers are also trying to build more multifamily homes, and we talked to a few community members who say they're excited to see their city expand.
That gives such a good support system and ecosystem to the community that we can keep growing and expanding and just, you know, adding more youth and businesses into the environment, which is great.
Well, the project to bring more housing is just a proposal right now. City Council still needs to vote on it, so we'll definitely keep you posted. This week, people in Whitehall are singing a different tune to development. They are fighting back against a planned housing development. They want to overturn a city council vote that approved 50 new homes called Fairway Cliffs. Council approved this project 3 weeks ago, even though homeowners objected, saying those tax abatements for the project were too excessive and would divert money from police and fire. These opponents have now gathered enough signatures for a referendum on the November ballot to try to overturn the council's decision. Well, this week, the American dream and the new warning signs are taking center stage in one of the fastest growing parts of the country. We're talking about new homes rising at the fastest pace since the Great Recession. But are they growing faster than what Central Ohio families can actually afford? 10 TV's Bryn Caswell took a deeper dive into that question to see if this rapid growth is sustainable and what it really means for your home's value.
They're building everywhere you look. Empty fields turning into foundations. Roads winding into brand new subdivisions. But in Central Ohio, a region booming with growth, a deeper question is emerging. Are builders outpacing the buyers?
Central Ohio, we've been underbuilding consistently since 2009 by about 7,000 homes annually.
John Melkai, executive director of the Building Industry Association of Central Ohio, says this region is in a unique position, even as new U.S. Census data shows homebuilder inventory nationwide is at its highest level since the Great Recession.
Only 46% of people in Central Ohio can afford to buy an existing home today in this market.
And that's not good.
No, it's not good at all.
Grove City homeowner McKenna Nankiville wants to move as she plans for a growing family.
Looking at different areas like Hilliard, Dublin, Powell, all of that, but I feel like it's so expensive to live there. These houses are ranging from $500,000 to $800,000, and you still would need to gut the kitchen or rip up the flooring.
So why are homes still going up, even as many Central Ohio families struggle to afford the ones already built? The answer? Incentives. Builders are offering rate buy-downs, covering closing costs, even throwing in upgraded appliances, all to close the deal.
We're going to continue to see growth.
The stakes are high, though. Global tariffs starting to contribute to rising building costs. And if homes go unsold, neighborhoods risk becoming half-built, impacting property values.
If we continue to have housing costs outstripping our growth in wages, we're going to become less desirable for people to want to move here, and that's a threat.
Mulcahy says zoning restrictions, infrastructure bottlenecks, and a shrinking construction workforce are fueling the shortage.
It can delay projects.
By his estimate, Central Ohio is 30 to 40,000 homes behind where it should be to keep up with population growth.
This is a self-inflicted wound in Central Ohio. The fact that if I asked a person with limited knowledge of the market, where is it more expensive to buy a new home, in Nashville, Tennessee, or Columbus, Ohio? Nearly everybody would say Nashville, Tennessee, but that's not the case. It's $35,000 more to purchase a new home in Central Ohio because of the restrictions that we have placed upon ourselves via our local governments and communities.
The clock is ticking, with 89 new people arriving daily. The region must balance growth with smart planning.
We should be building between 17 and 19,000 homes annually. We built just under 11,000 last year.
Or else it risks pricing out the very families it hopes to attract.
There's not really that many houses available.
Bryn Caswell.
It's not like turnkey.
10 TV News.
Well, we know Gahanna continues to grow. In fact, it is the hottest zip code in America, according to Realtor.com. But with more people moving in and new housing developments on the way, that also means more traffic. And this is especially true right around Morse Road. The people who live nearby say turning out of apartment complexes or businesses right during rush hour is a daily struggle. And without traffic lights, they say the backups are only getting worse.
I have an eye doctor down there, and you cannot get out of her office and go left. You have to go around the other way.
And many locals tell us they hope Gahanna city leaders take action before more cars hit the road. If you have any concerns or ideas, the city's Our Gahanna initiative is now taking in public input. A quick reminder here, CODA is expanding its hours of operation to help meet the demand. The new hours went into effect this week. So here's what you need to know this week in Boomtown. CODA will now offer service after midnight, Monday through Saturday. This change is part of the Link Us initiative that voters passed in November. CODA's president says the service will last until close to 1 a.m. every night. The transit agency also has taken action to make sure people are safe during those late night hours.
Expansion of service doesn't mean just buses. It does mean additional supervisors, transit street supervisors. It does mean additional strategic response specialists. Those are our teams who come out and work with some of the groups that may need assistance.
Well, CODA says the goal is to really make it a 24-hour transit system in the future. And in the near future, we will see a bus rapid transit line to help move more people more efficiently as CODA welcomes more people to the Columbus metro area. Well, finally, we want to leave you with this. The Hilltop now has a new art piece to greet people driving into that part of West Columbus. It's really a way to remind people of what a sense of community can add to their lives. So take a look. One side of this painted overpass says, "Welcome to the Hilltop, a neighborhood of neighborhoods." And the other side, well, that's a collection of moths, which the artist titled "A Gathering of Wings." He says he really wanted this to focus on things that connect, such as light attracting moths.
There's something really special when the sun goes down and you know, the neighbors are still being neighborly and everyone is just hanging out on the front porch and just having conversations. And I always just remember this image of like a porch light and the moths being drawn to that. So that was sort of the inspiration for this mural.
Boy, we can all relate. The artist Dane Kai worked with the Hilltop Arts Collective, which helped complete this project. And as we know, the city of Columbus is creating a comprehensive art plan, which they say is critical to any boomtown. We do want to hear from you if you have any questions related to Central Ohio's rapid growth, or maybe you just want us to look into something. Just text us your questions and concerns at this number, 614-460-3345. And if you are watching us on our YouTube channel, just make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Then drop a question right there in that comment section, and we'll do our best to respond. Thanks so much for watching This Week in Boomtown. I'm Angela Ann. Have a great day.